This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. We are live from Casa Humilde, 7700 Madison in Forest Park. People are eating. I'm hungry. And you know what I'm hungry for? A Bears victory, baby.
Damn right.
Yeah, I'm Big Z. I got JC, the champion of the fantasy league right here. And then I got Ivan from the Tape Never Lies next to me. And we are going to do the pregame show and talk about the Rams-Bears game down at Soldier Field. It is snowing. It's getting colder. It is Bears weather, as much as we want to say that. But at the same time, we're looking at getting a victory. We've seen the last playoff games. The first game was good. Second game was a blowout. Right now, we got the Texans in New England, and New England's just dominating.
Yeah.
And what we want is a domination by the Chicago Bears. And it's going to be a good one because the injury report is just C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's it.
Yeah, you know,
Ozzy Tropolo.
But guys that are out for the year, I'm not going to mention. Yeah.
Besides the obvious, obviously. But, yeah, you know what? Big game. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's all hands on deck.
Yes.
All hands on deck. You know, when we went me and the guys, we got Hans and his deadlift.
Hans in the house.
Our friends, our friends from Germany, they came. So we went to the CHDL tailgate. Thank you, Greg Braggs. Great hospitality. Appreciate you. But you could tell, man, like the energy and the excitement for this game. It's everybody that was there was ready to go, was fired up. You couldn't see any Rams fans, right? You barely could find any Rams fans. Maybe
because it's cold, man. They about that life.
One or two, and then quite honestly, like, are there any real Rams fans out there? I mean, unless you're from St. Louis.
Yes.
Like, are there any?
Those are
Rams
respectable fans because they're
like,
from St. Louis, right?
I don't know, but regardless of that, the energy was fantastic. The Bears have ignited a fire in the city. This game is. It's ripe for the picking, and as long as the Bears can execute at the point of attack on the offensive front and the defensive front, I think things will go well for them in today's game.
Yeah, JC, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is going to be a close game. In my personal opinion, I think a lot of Bears fans, we know this is going to be tough sledding. We are going against a team with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, who are two of the best in the game right now. I understand, Devontae Adams is up there in age a little bit, but I mean, the man has still put up a lot of touchdowns this year. Maybe not as many yards as he used to in Green Bay when he was there, but he is still, in my opinion, a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
I mean, no doubt. To me, you just got to take one facet out, right? Lock down one specific facet of their offense, right?
And which one
would be the running game.
Running game.
To me would be the running game. You struggle with the pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
Your secondary is opportunistic. Obviously the number one team in turnovers this year in the NFL, but again, that pass rush is still non-existent. So for me, if you could shut down the running game and focus on that in particular, I think that what happened there?
You're good. You're good.
You're reaching between my legs, dude. What the heck?
I'm looking for gold.
You didn't even buy me a beer.
I was asking the people out in the crowd if they can hear what we're doing.
Oh, okay. I was like,
in the
you didn't even buy me a beer yet, dude. You're over here reaching
checking
down,
levels, man.
reaching in the nether regions.
Being an audio engineer as you're talking.
Anyway, like I said, the main thing is you go out there and you control the clock, run the football. I need to see, and like, I can't even pronounce your username, but we'll call you DJ.
Yeah,
I need to see a minimum of 40 carries. Yeah. I need to see an emphasis on
the power
running. And I think now that we have an idea of what's going to happen, obviously Joe Thuney seems to be moving over to left tackle.
Yeah, that's the news today.
They're going to add, I believe it's going to be McFadden from what that was put on the TTNL Patreon, going to left guard. That to me spells run. Like that to me is like, okay, you added a bigger body at that left guard position. You got Thuney out there because he's just the best offensive lineman you have.
Right.
And he can do it. Now you have a guy like Theo Benedict that could come in these heavy formations and still be a factor. So to me, it's run the football, work off with the play action, but it's going to be a heavy run today.
You're going to see a lot of heavy 12 and 13 personnel, and then use the play
defense,
action from that. Yes.
Keep that defense or keep that offense of the Rams off the field. Slow drives, control the clock, be methodical. Like, to be honest with you, if we get the choice, I would take the ball.
Take the ball first.
And the best case scenario for me would be a 8 to 10 minute drive with a touchdown at the end of it. Like, that's the only thing I could see as the remedy. That's not good. As the remedy for beating a Rams offense that is very fast and is very capable of putting up points at will on a defense that struggles. If you can't get to the quarterback, and they haven't gotten to the quarterback all season long, they're going to pick you apart. We've seen backup quarterbacks pick this Bears defense apart,
right?
Because they've had the time to sit back there in the pocket. You got to create some type of chaos. It doesn't necessarily need to end in a sack. It just needs to end where the quarterback doesn't just sit on his mark and pick you apart.
Yeah, you got to make it difficult for for Stafford. Again, you can't hear him. He's all the way up.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties, but
as long as these guys can hear me. But yeah,
you definitely got to make sure that Stafford's unable to not pick you apart. He's a veteran quarterback that's seen it all, done it all, and he's also only has 2 wins in cold weather. And that's, you can read as much as you want into that, but at the same time, he is a professional. He knows defenses. He can read defenses, and we don't have a pass rush, so he's going to be able to sit back there for a majority of the game.
Yeah, the weather could only do so much, man.
Yes,
it only could do so much for you. Like, you have to be able to execute. You have to play above your means right now. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, that's what you need to do. We talked about it last week, them having to step up and play. It's all about the will on the defense. It's the same situation here, but to a more extreme effect, because this is the number 1 offense in the league. So you need to be, I wouldn't say perfect, but you need to be on your spots more than you're not.
Yeah, and I know the chat's blowing up right now as we're looking at it. Again, the running game is going to be monumental for the Chicago Bears to control the clock, to be able to execute and have short third downs. We talked about it in the last 2 weeks, where they weren't executing on third down, and then they had to use fourth down multiple times to try to get a first down. You cannot live that way against a good team like the Rams. And if we get past the Rams today, and that's the hope and will against Seattle, there's definitely no way you can do that.
Like I said, shut that, on the defensive end, focus on shutting down that run. Focus on one aspect of that offensive pressure, right?
Okay.
For the Rams. Slow down the run. If you could slow down the run, make them one-dimensional, it's okay. Stafford could pass for 400 yards, but if he makes 3 or 4 mistakes, there's a problem there, right? Like,
right.
If you continue to put the ball in the air with this Bears defense being as opportunistic as they are, things can go your way.
And he also has that injury to the hand.
Correct. He has that, and his index finger, I think he dislocated it.
Right. So he's,
but again, if he sits on the sideline getting cold, he's going to have to start moving that hand, stretching that hand. It's going to get stiff.
From what they have been talking about, the Stafford is going to wear a light wetsuit, pull a Tom Brady to keep himself warm. They've been practicing all week in 75, 77 degree weather. They're coming in basically negative degrees here with the wind chill.
Yeah.
So good luck to those boys. I know the Bears have been practicing outside in the temperature, in the weather.
With no heaters.
And you know what? Look, that's going to be a difference. I don't care what anybody says. When you're freezing your ass off, it's a big difference.
But as far as we got a question here from Ken. What do you think of Joe Thuney starting at left tackle? For me, to me, it's not something that I would have done. Obviously, you're in desperate, kind of a dire straits here, because Ozzie was coming on real strong as that left tackle that was going to be there for a while, and unfortunately, he's out with the patellar injury. I just feel like you call for the guy. Like if you get asked to do something, you do it. Like if you're in the midst of a playoff push, if you as a guy like Joe Tooney, and I know you never would, but if you turn down this scenario, or if you're the Bears and you don't even like question it or talk about it, well then you're not doing your job, right? It's a dereliction of duty. I feel like Joe Tooney, if he's willing, he's already done it in Kansas City. He's able to do it. If he's willing to do it, he buys into it, I'm all for it. Is it a little desperate? Yeah, but to be honest with you, I love it because you're not saying, all right, you know what, we're just going to settle for this and we'll see how it goes. No, you're going out there and trying to put the best product out on the field.
Ben Johnson has a game plan that he's already instituted with Joe Tooney at left tackle.
Exactly.
The injury happened last week. You've had 8-9 days to come up with this game plan and say, you know what, our best option is going to be Joe Tooney at left tackle, and we'll cater the offense to that.
Well, right, but the problem was, and I know JC can talk about it too. The issue is they're questioning the pass protection of a Theo Benedict. They're really not liking that situation to put him out there where you're going to have to constantly protect him in passing downs. And then that in itself is a tell. So now you're prepared for passing downs if you're the opposition. To me, it makes it from a schematic standpoint, it makes sense because now you could play it where they don't need to put any help out there with Joe Tooney.
No.
They don't need help. But for me, it even regardless of that, the focus should be the run game. It should be a heavy power off tackle, power O, run God's play, run fucking those ends over, and let's get going downhill. Because if you could wear them out, like I said, I think this game is going to be a close one, and I think it's going to be obviously decided like every game for the Bears in that second half, in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And those body blows with Monungai and with Swift and with these guys getting downhill will be a factor. So that's what I want to see starting out this game.
JC, who do you want to shut down on the Rams?
I mean, obviously the person I really want to shut down is Puka Nacua, number one top at the top of my list. Absolute number one is shutting Puka Nacua. To go back to the Joe Tooney thing for just a second, I think it's a little bit of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, we're going to move Joe Tooney out to left tackle, but then you lose the continuity of the guys in the middle that have played together all season. Joe Tooney next to Dahlman, next to Jonah Wright, and next to Wright. So to have those four guys in continuity, to me, I was like, Theo Benedict started 6 or 7 games earlier in the season,
right
before Taripolo took over. The problem I have is I much would have rather put Theo on the outside with Kmet and Loveland chipping rather than move Thuney to the outside. And now we have a problem where pass rushers are coming straight up the gut.
What's up, Junior?
And pushing, Caleb out of the pocket.
The only thing I would say to that, right, and I agree. Like I do agree. But the only thing I would, as a rebuttal, to be a devil's advocate, they've been calling for people to step up all year long. We've had guys fall out on defense, on offense, and guys have stepped up. I think McFadden, they've gained some trust. Like they didn't put Newman in there. They're going to put McFadden. It looks like
McFadden, yeah.
So there's this trust that they found with these players, and it's not just, oh yeah, you're a part of the team, we're going to trust you. No, it's got to be earned. We've seen Loveland not get starts early in the season. We've seen Luther Burden not get any touches early in the season because the trust wasn't there. So for me, I agree with you, right? Like in my mind, I'm like, man, I want that solidified where you're in your position all year long, and it is what it is. But if you have a unique talent like a Joe Tooney and you're able to do that, I don't see why it should be a huge problem or issue in a situation like this where you need to win the game and you have ends that can wreck your entire offensive game plan. So for me, I think that next man up mentality is the reason why they're willing to go ahead and do this.
Yeah, no, and listen, I mean, Jared Verse is an animal off the edge. All right. And I fully understand that. Again, my whole thing was, it's a little late in the season to start messing with the interior.
Mhm.
And we already know Caleb has an issue trying to stay in the pocket and pass from the pocket. He loves to roll out and look for the big play down the sideline. My whole thing is, if we can keep him clean in the pocket as much as possible, that is what I'm looking for. But we've already now kind of talked about this topic. Again, Puka Nacua, this is going to be a problem for us. Our defensive backs have to be very disciplined in this defense, because Sean McVay's scheme is very much an under-over scheme. All right. If you're playing middle field as a DB, if you bite down on a tight end on the short route, Puka Nacua is going to kill you on the over route on a lot of these middle crossing and like post routes. That is what McVay does, is he runs multiple routes over, under, like one right in front of a linebacker, one right behind the linebacker. And if you bite low, he's going to go deep. If you bite deep, guess what? He's going to throw low. So it's one of those multiple ladder style offenses where I really don't care. But even if I got a triple team and bracket Puka Nacua, so be it.
I feel like pressure up the middle, up as opposed to on the edges, is more important in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Flushing him to his left or his right is critical. Getting him, if he's even stepping up, even moving straight forward, if he escapes the pocket, running out straight forward, he's more deadly than he will be moving left to his right. And he can still make throws, like, no doubt. But if you're able to flush him out and you're able to get him confused a bit, you got an edge guy. Maybe he is winning his battle. He gets out wide. Quarterback trying to escape. There's so many scenarios can happen from there that can cause duress for that opposing offense. So for me, it's you got to be able to generate that pressure up the middle and flush him to his left or his right in passing situations. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily need to end in a sack. It needs to end in a chaotic rep for the quarterback, to where he is in the most duress and having to make a play in that situation.
Yeah, any time you can get Matthew Stafford off his position is a plus. Especially coming up the gut at him.
He's going to throw the ball away really quickly.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford.
He does not want to get hit.
Even though Matthew Stafford was very mobile in his younger days, he is not as mobile as he once used to be. So if you can pass rush him up the middle and get that momentum up the gut and get him off his position of where he throws from and likes to be in the pocket, that is going to be the key to the game.
Let's talk about our offensive players, what we're looking for, and who's going to be our guys. Ivan, who is going to be your offensive guys for the game?
The 5 guys up front. It's the 5 guys up front. It's the offensive line. This is the game where you say, hey, you're the reason we're going to win this game today, or you're the reason we're going to lose this game today. That's what it is. Controlling the clock, controlling the line of scrimmage, in particular with offense. Keeping their offense off the field is the most critical thing you could do in this game. If you allow them to continue to have opportunities, they'll strike. Getting in a shootout in this game is not a great idea.
No,
it's not a great idea. Even though we know we could put up points if we have to, it's not a great idea. You need to be able to exude your will physically at the point of attack, running the football. They have edges that can get after you in passing situations. Run the ball right at them, beat up that body, give them those body blows, so later in the game, they're not going to want to do that shit. They're not going to want to be there, having to get hit again, pounded again in critical situations to where they're making mistakes. That's what happens when you're able to do that. You saw it with Philly. They weren't able to finish that game because they were beat up, because they were ran all over. That's what you have to do. You got to be a fucking bully today.
JC, offensive players.
Colston Loveland is going to be my guy today. The past couple weeks, I've continued to say Luther Burden, but Loveland's the guy now. Like that has been clear and obvious that Colson Loveland is a matchup nightmare for any team we have faced. You know, tight ends, that's what it's going to come down to, in my opinion, is whether it's chipping, blocking, or catching passes. It's going to come down to our tight ends. And that's the one position that, you know, the Rams, they have fantastic wide receivers. Their tight ends are kind of lacking, although Higbee came back from injury and has been performing very well since coming back from injury. You know, he's rested, he's ready to go. But like I said, I mean, Colson Loveland is dynamic. And the bottom line is getting that guy the ball in space against linebackers and you know, even shorter DBs. Like, get him mismatched on guys, and it is going to pay off for you.
I'm going to go with the running backs and Rome. I need Rome to show up. I know he's been dealing with the injury, but I need Rome to be the guy that shows up today and get the big yards, the big chunks. The tight ends, I agree with you, JC. The tight ends are going to be monumental in this game because not only do they pass, you know, they run block and then they chip and then they're part of the play action. They're part of every single play. They're essential to us being a great offense. And Ben Johnson has been great orchestrating all this stuff. So running game, these boys need to step up and run through the wall. I need you guys to have.
You know, today's the day. Sorry, Jose. Today's the day. These we've talked about. You guys know, and it's my biggest bugaboo of Ben Johnson. You get in hammer time, 4th and 1,
he's passing
3rd and 2, 3rd. You need to run them over. I'm telling, mentally getting pushed back where you can't make a stop is more draining to the mind and the body for a defense than it is to go ahead and be like, oh, you know what, we're going to try to pass this ball or we're going to try to do some trick play and give them some hope to where you had them right where you want them. Now they're all up and and excited and energized because they were able to stop you because you did something that was not a part of your identity. I love the trick plays when you're able to use them, which you should do them when you're up a couple touchdowns. Using them as part of the game plan because you want
to get cute.
I'm sorry. I'm sick of tired.
What you do.
I'm sick and tired of seeing DJ Moore get tackled in the backfield on a pitch.
As soon as he's in the back, we know it's a running play.
Yes.
So he needs to stop doing that. The running game needs to be essential. Both running backs should have 75 yards plus today. You have to emphasize the run needs to happen. The run, like Ivan said, you got to beat them down black and blue. It's cold outside. It's going to be a running game because you don't want to be passing the ball in this kind of weather where it's windy, it's cold. The snow is coming down. This is a black and blue game. And for me, it's got to be on the run side. So I'm going to do my score now. I'm going to go Bears 24, Rams 20.
You know what? I the past however many weeks I've been going like these low scores, and it doesn't seem like anybody likes to listen to me with. So I'm gonna go with a higher score this week. Let me go 34 Bears.
Okay.
27 Rams.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And what do you got?
Billy, what did I say on Wednesday?
I
forgot what I said on Wednesday. I think it was 32-24 Bears.
Okay.
If I'm going to pick an offensive skill player like to pop at any time, for me it's going to be Colson Loveland. Like the way he impacted the game last week, the way he's been, impacting games throughout the end of the year. Like it is impressive. The guy is going. To be quite honest,
we finally have a game changer.
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, the guy is going to be a superstar for the Chicago Bears, and I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't put it on another jersey in his career. If this is just the beginning, if this is a precursor to what we're going to see in this career, the guy has nothing but empty space up top, and there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling right now for me with a guy like Colson Loveland. So today, I think you need to go back to him and trust him. And I think Caleb is trusting him because you see it. They're
once Rome went down,
they're calling it third and Loveland. They're calling it third and Loveland now. So have that trust again. Go back to the well. I think that guy is going to be a star for us for a long time.
Definitely. Again, we are at Casa Humilde, as you see in the logo up there. You want to show the crowd today?
Yeah, we can show
the crowd. It literally filled up as we are talking.
Oh, is this? This one's not going up.
Go to the other one.
Hey, there we go, guys.
There we go. It is filling up. There's like 2 tables left available. We got people in the crowd over there. We got I think I got some high school friends here. I got some friends from Germany, some friends from Frankfurt. And I talked to some people back there too. Like, it's great, man. Again, we're at 7700 Madison in Forest Park. Come join out. Stay out of the cold. They have great specials, amazing beer that we need another refill.
Yeah.
What do they got today? They got smash burgers. They got quesadillas.
They got everything, man. Just come through.
Just come through and buy us a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Why not? Buy us a beer. Yeah.
Or a pitcher, whichever you prefer.
I was asking for a beer, but we don't want to be greedy.
3 pitchers is just 1 beer for us, to be honest with you. So
yeah, pitcher each. Again, so we will be back live from here on True Chicago Sports for the halftime and post game show on the Patreon side with TTNL.
TTNL halftime on the Patreon side. Go ahead and check out Phil and Shayne breaking down the half, and then of course after the game, BHL on the TTNL network.
So yeah, we'll see you at halftime.
Sounds good.